Alright guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. So today's video we're actually going to be talking about this push for digital currency and why this is not a good thing. Alright guys, so we got an article up here. This is from Kitco News. It's one of the websites I go to for financial news, things that are going on around the world. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a prepper. That's what I am. This article here I'll be going over with you. The U.S. will be forced into CBDC to keep the USD reserve currency status. Now guys, we've been talking about the BRICS. We've been showing you all these countries that are they're applying for the BRICS. For those that don't know, the BRICS is a new currency. They're trying to make into a new global currency to overtake the US dollar. It is backed with gold and commodities. Our US dollar is backed by our military and a promise that it's worth something. That's it. I've had people ask questions. Well, the US has the highest gold reserves. We do not have enough gold reserves to cover the dollars that have been printed in America. That's why we can never go back to a gold standard, because they'd have to revalue gold on a global scale. That's the only way we could ever do it, because we have printed so much money. Let's go ahead and get into this. Kitco News: the Federal Reserve is about to launch its new FedNow service, allowing banks to transfer money instantly. But what many describe as just a back-end plumbing for real-time payments could be a slippery slope to the evil central bank digital currency, the CBDC, according to Rich Checken, president and co-founder of Assess Strategies International. Oh, that's a tough one. Well, at least it was for me. I am a big fan of FedNow, but I don't like that it's a slippery slope that leads to the evil CBDC, Checken told Michelle Morkia, lead anchor and co-editor-in-chief at Kitco News. This is not happening tomorrow, but the cornerstone is being laid, and now it is the time to look at whether we can structure them in a way that is more suitable for freedom. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and jump into this a little bit harder here. The CBDC could be inevitable in the United States due to the rising pressure of the greenback to remain the dominant reserve currency. From the U.S. standpoint, it's all about the global lead in this effort. Remember, BRICS. All right, there is a war going on economically wise to overtake the US dollar. When that happens, the US dollar is devalued. Your savings account, all that money that you had put in savings, it loses its value. Every time they do something here with interest rates, with inflation, with jumping up the price of general labor, minimum wage, the value of your dollar that you've been saving for your retirement and stuff drops. There are 130 countries exploring the CBDC, and the U.S. doesn't want to be left behind. That's the real concern of our leaders, he noted. One, I don't agree with that. I think they've been pushing this anyway, just so they can have control. And I'll bring up control for a reason. If everything's digital, you're stepping out of line, they can just turn off your stuff. They can freeze your accounts because you don't have it in your hand anymore, because it's all digital. They just turn it off. Now what are you going to do? More on this. And with the de-dollarization trend gaining speed, central banks worldwide hold fewer reserves in US dollar, preferring gold and other currencies. There are two things that we are doing that are driving people away from the US dollar. We mismanage the dollar, speaking of our government, and we weaponize it, he says. Now, when you say weaponizing, it's when everybody's using the US dollar for global trade. But you're the country we no longer like, so we're just going to seize your assets, freeze your accounts, because that's our US dollars. Our promissory notes are in your accounts, which is property of the US Treasury. I did a whole video on this a while back. that dollar bill is not yours. It's a promissory note that's issued from the Internal Revenues, from the Treasury Department. They can come back and take it. It's actually theirs. That's why it's illegal to burn or deface or destroy U.S. currency. Yeah, because it's really theirs. It's on loan to us. Anyway, the West frenzied nearly half of Russia's 164 billion of gold and Forex reserves last year has triggered a shift, encouraged many other countries to look into alternatives to the U.S. dollar. They're tired of it, guys. No one wants to deal with it because the U.S., if you don't do what we say, we're going to freeze your accounts, we're going to declare war on you, and we're just going to mess up your economy because we are going to run everything. Well, other countries are saying no. I want to leave you with this quote here. If you control the money, you control the people. And there's no doubt in my mind that a lot of central banks around the world are looking at this as a means of control of the populace, he added. And Checkin also sees gold, silver, and Bitcoin as playable and crucial role if CBDC are adopted globally. Me personally, I do not do digital currency whatsoever. Bitcoin's not backed by anything. I mean, again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not backed by anything. It's probably even worse than the U.S. dollar backing. At least the U.S. dollar backing is somewhat based on what our economics is, and that's what what commodities we have, which isn't much. We don't manufacture much here anymore. And the military backs up the U.S. dollar. Every time there's a threat to the U.S. dollar, send in troops. Every time. All wars are fought over resources, finances, the U.S. dollar, protecting that. It has nothing to do with these people need our help. Just look at the wars that have passed over the history of the United States. It's always been about money, finances, resources. It's always been about that. They always make this other person a horrible dictator that's up doing no good, and we've got to go in and save everybody. Well, they also don't talk about the industrial complex and all the billions and trillions of dollars they're making off of this stuff. It's kind of funny how a politician can go in worth only a couple $100,000 to their name. They give 4 years as a term and they come out $11 million richer. How the hell did that happen? It's all politics. Right, fast guys, I want to take a break from this. I actually got a mail call today from a good friend, Jeff, and this came in today. This is a Mora knife. I use Mora knives when I'm doing outdoor survival out in the bush all the time. It's actually one of the brands that he actually sent me before, and I took up there to the Pathfinder course. I actually take that course up there. This thing is absolutely amazing. I've been looking for a newer one, and it is a newer style than my other one, but it is the same quality. The case actually has a belt loop on it that actually can slide on and off, which is freaking awesome. But the blade itself is absolutely gorgeous. This is amazing. So I use Moras. I'm a big advocate for the Mora as a carbon blade. You can strike off of it with flint and steel. We use this as steel. You can strike off with flint, get fire started. They are super sharp and they are absolutely beautiful. So Jeff, I appreciate it, brother. This thing is absolutely amazing, and I am definitely adding this to my kit. So guys, in preparations for this, and in my opinion, yeah, we're going to be seeing this centralized banking digital currency. It's going to be pushed. All right, the only way to do it, to save the U.S. dollar, whatever it is that they're saying they're going to be doing, it's got to happen. Do I think they're going to be able to do it for saving the U.S. dollar? No. What it is it's going to be a control issue. Once all this stuff goes digital, you don't get paid cash. They won't be paying you in this anymore. Instead, it's all a bunch of ones and zeros, and that's it. There's actually a theory running around. Might be just conspiratorial, tin hatness, whatever, but there's actually a theory going around that they want to do a universal payment to American citizens. Doesn't matter what you work in and stuff like that. But you get an allowance, basically. But you're not allowed to save up that allowance. You get enough to pay bills, rent, power, vehicle insurance, things like that. It's all set up what you can and cannot have. and you get so much allotment for food, a little bit for entertainment. What money you've managed to save up in that digital account, they take, because it doesn't transfer over. I know that's a theory that's running around out there. I would not put it past anybody on actually doing it. But this is a promissory note. Federal Reserve note. I'd actually look at what it is. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Says it's worth $1. It's worthless. In my opinion, right now, cash money we need in society. Absolutely, for society to work. But what they're pushing and what they're doing is going to make this obsolete. Everything's going to be digital. And if you step out of line, they can shut you down. Now, this goes into one of the other things we talk about. I know. How dare you, CFP, showing shiny stuff. This is a silver round. This is 1 ounce of silver. You're going to think that there's not going to be a black market when this digital currency hits? Oh, yes. Yes, there will be. There's always been a secondary market out there. This is why, another reason why we put this stuff back. We don't have a lot of it, and I've been doing it for years. We've had to pull from our stocks because with our extra finances that we do have, we always invest in precious metal. It holds value. It's something that we can always rely on when necessary. This here is a piece of metal, but it's valued worldwide as actual real money. This is why we stock this up, for when we need it. All right, we've had to grab it before and go take it to a bullion dealer and get fiat currency before. All right, we've had to. I don't like leaving everything in the bank. I do not like leaving everything in cash form. I don't. Reason being, because anything can crash and it'd be worthless. At least that has value. Next up, food. Food is going to be extremely, extremely expensive during this. And if they actually do the digital currency, my recommendation is having food put back. You don't have to have freeze-dried. Freeze-dried is very easy to store. We're affiliated. We're affiliated with all kind of different companies as far as freeze-dried and powder form long-term food storage. August Farms, Nutrient Survival, or Patriots, Legacy. We have a lot of companies we work with because we use them all. I don't just have one brand and that's it. No, because I have Mountain House. I'm not affiliated with them, but I use them. Whoever has the best deal that month is who I'm buying through and how I'm stocking up. But food is going to be a huge thing. You don't have to get this stuff though. You can get regular canned goods and dry goods. We've done so many videos on that, guys. Mylaring up your own food. All right, we've done videos on that. I've shown step by step. I encourage you to take a look at that. It should be a pop-up here or at least in the description on stockpiling your own food. All they have to do is say that you are a threat or you are not complying to what they want, and they can freeze your accounts. Now, how in the world are you going to feed your family? How are you going to pay your bills? This is a serious threat to us. It has now taken the availability to hold wealth in our hand. Something that is tangible, that is ours. They've taken that away, is what they're doing. And now they have full control over it, and they get to dictate what you get to do with your finances. This is all a setup for something major to come, guys. All you see in the news is this hack has happened. Microsoft was hacked. This was hacked. It's unsecured. Digital. So why in the world would you push to do it? Unless you're planning on taking it all down yourself. I know, a little crazy thinking, but this is how I think. I look at things, I don't freak out about it. I utilize things and try to get things situated. Is it good to have cash on hand? Absolutely. But if it goes digital, there might be a little bit of market for it, and there's not going to be one for long. All right, because the dollar bill is just going to be phased out. All right, so at least precious metals has uses. Technology, jewelry, medical. Yeah, that's what it has uses. All right. Food, top priority. You need to make sure you can eat. Anyway, guys, I want to get this information out there to you because it's just some scary times, and I just read the BS coming from government officials about how great this is for you. Of course, they always tell you how great something is for you, don't they? Anyway, guys, at the end of the video, we've started doing things for our members. There will be a list of all of our members this month. Again, we do appreciate that support from you guys. That does help us out a lot. These are the join button should be down there. I think it is not required, guys. It just helps us financially here on this channel. But we're going to start rolling credits with all of our members and things like that. Anyway, guys, definitely do appreciate you being here. Please make sure that you are prepping. Don't be playing around. Please don't be playing around. If it's only $5 a week is all you can afford to get food, do it. That's a couple cans of food. That is a couple pounds of rice, beans, each week. Rotate it out. Keep getting more. All right, guys. Speak to you later.